Hello everyone. So today I want to talk to you about something that I think would be helpful when it comes to seeing witchcraft in a light that is helpful for you if you are secular, atheist, agnostic, skeptical, whatever label you want to put on it. I've been through my journey of Catholic to atheist to secular humanist to now I kind of consider myself a bit of a magpie. I steal from religions and traditions and work with them in a way that I think fits my value system, my beliefs. I would say I'm mostly secular. I leave room for the unknown, for things I don't understand. But this concept that I want to get into today quickly is something called, or that I'm kind of calling, I've noticed I've said it a couple of times with friends, is poetic witchcraft. Now, I mean this kind of in two different ways. So one, quite literally, I believe that poetry is witchcraft. I believe that, I wrote down some things here. I believe that praying, writing spells, singing, writing songs, reading and writing poetry, all these forms of bringing words together in a way that's meaningful, those are spells. There are incredible singers who have written anthems, spells for our generation and have shifted consciousness. I think that this is an incredibly powerful tool for delving into our own unconscious, our own psyches, our own collective unconscious. And it's why it really is so important. The things that we listen to, the words that we read and say and sing, I think they have ways to impact the way that we prime our minds. And one example that I want to give to this, before I give that example, so that's one, when I talk about poetic witchcraft, is it's literally using words and songs and music and poetry as a form of spell casting for ourselves, for our own psyches. But two, kind of a little more macro, poetic witchcraft to me is, if you do struggle with, this concept around crystals and maybe you're skeptical about, you cast a spell and it occurs to someone else, like it occurs on someone else, like you can't have an impact on anyone outside of you. I think that the poetics of witchcraft are that it doesn't have to be taken so literally. So for me, I'm extremely skeptical that, casting a spell to hurt someone else or pray for someone else or do something for someone else without their knowing, I don't think that really has an impact. I don't know. The world's weird. I don't know. But what I do think is helpful is if a friend knows that you're thinking of them, praying for them, casting a spell for them. They know that you're in their corner, that you're on their side, that they have support. Same for yourself. If you write a poem for yourself to, let's say, help manifest something that you want, what I think you're actually doing is that you are priming your brain for opportunities. And the experiment that I'm thinking of is, there was this one experiment that talked about how those who believe that they, and I'll research and find out which one exactly it was, and I'll post it in the link in the description below. But it was those who believe that they are lucky tend to be more lucky. And I believe the way the experiment went was that they had like a newspaper or something, and they said, count the amount of somethings in the newspaper, some word or something. And if you get close to the right amount, you'll collect, let's just say $100. And those that at the beginning of the experiment claimed to be lucky found what the actual experiment was, which was as they were scanning for this kind of false thing that they're supposed to be looking for, hidden within the newspaper was, if you read this, end the experiment, leave and collect your, say, $200. I don't remember how much it was. And those that believed that they were lucky saw those. And so I don't think that's something that like some people are just born lucky, some aren't. I think it is a practice of opening your world up, of opening your mind to opportunities, your mind, body, and spirit to opportunities, to luck. So, and not just opening it up as if it's going to come to you, but there's an institute I'm trying to get into at the moment. And I wrote myself a little prayer this morning. And what that does is there's some things I've been procrastinating on. And by writing the prayer, I not only wrote it as a task, but I felt it. I felt the emotional pull to do these things. And I'm taking more and more action. And so I think task lists are fine. They tell you what to do sometimes. But you can write 100 things on a task list, but if you don't have the intention, you might put it off 2, 3 days, 4 days. This is really hard to put into words. By setting the things that you want to do into motion with a deeper connection to those tasks, I think you give yourself a better shot at making them happen and bringing them to fruition. I think that's kind of it for this one. So yeah, I guess to sum it up, it's poetic witchcraft, and I think that means for me, I'm literally using poetry and songs and lyrics and music, but also witchcraft that doesn't have to be taken so on the nose, so literal. It can be taken psychologically, metaphorically, poetically, and really be used for your benefit, regardless of whether you are metaphysical or religious. I think this kind of practice can be for everyone. That's it.